Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to review the Farm Boy audiobook by Delilah S. Dawson and Kevin Hood. I'm going to read the synopsis and I'm going to kind of tell you my thoughts. I read this on audiobook, and um, so I'll tell you more about that, okay? So here's the synopsis. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, a hero, the chosen one, was born. And so begins every fairy tale ever told. This is not a fairy tale. This is not that fairy tale. There is a chosen one, but he is unlike any one who has ever been chosen. And there is a faraway kingdom, but you have never been to a magical world quite like the land of Pal. There's a plunky farm boy. We'll find out more than he bargained for on his quest to awaken the sleeping princess in her cursed tower. First, there's the Dark Lord, who wishes for the boy's untimely death, and also very fine cheese. Then, there's a bard with a song in her heart, but with a very adorable and fuzzy tail. An assassin who fears not the night, but is terrified of chickens, and a mighty fighter more frightened of her sword than of her chainmail bikini. This journey will lead to a sinister umlands, a trash-talking goat. I can't read my own handwriting. I almost said donkey. Oh no, I was thinking Shrek. The dread necromancer Steve, and a strange and most wondrous journey to the most peculiar happily ever after that ever once upon a time. Um, this book was really hilarious. I like this book, but I make it sound so good because the last half of the book was really enjoyable, and my favorite character was the goat, the talking goat. He is hilarious, and he made my day. He totally, like, whenever he talked or anything, it was just hilarious. He had this, like, I don't know, he had a way of thinking as a goat. Like, there's one point where he talks when he first gets the ability to speak by a fairy and stuff. And then he he says, "Oh, well, I'm gonna call." He calls the farm boy Wesley, who's the farm boy. He calls Wesley Pooh Boy. Well, you scoop up my poop, so I'm gonna call you Pooh Boy. You're the Pooh Boy. And throughout the whole novel, he calls him Pooh Boy, even when he dies and stuff. Spoiler alert! If you didn't want to hear that. Um. So my favorite character was Gustav. It also totally reminded me of um, like I think the apprentice. What was it called? It's like the assassin, or not assassins, but like the magic. It was a magic land. But Toby's character, who's the Dark Lord, totally reminded me of another book I read, and um, because he was so hilarious and out there and outgoing, he also, spoiler alert, dies in the most hilarious of ways. Because they're at this healing, because they fought a bunch of animals or whatever. I don't really remember particularly, but I remember when they're like in the healing area, and the rogue, I want to say the rogue wakes up, and she finds that on her head is a sickness or something. She freaks out, obviously, like, "You're not a healer, blah, blah, blah," or something like that. And then she goes back to sleep. Of course, or no, the healer person explains kind of we're here to help you. This is kind of new magic. Um, new, it's kind of new magic, so you wouldn't know necessarily like it's new magic. It's not old. It's like new techniques and stuff. So they use like leeches and you know maggots, and like different stuff that's like not expected. And they use these sexopuses or octopuses that have 6 legs, so they call it sexopuses, and it's hilarious. Like it just is so hilarious. It also seems wrong. Like it's like, oh my god, this is nasty. But it's hilarious. Toby ends up getting high off of this sextopus on his head because he gets knocked out for like a long period of time, and then he dies by drinking a glass of something, like a glass of something that make him feel better or whatever. Well, maybe wine. So it could be wine. But it was just really hilarious how. Um, so yeah. And there's a little bit of a romance. There's a romance between Argabella and Thea, who's Argabella is the bard with who's half rabbit. I believe she's like half rabbit. Or she's like a humanoid rabbit. You know what I mean? So yeah, and she doesn't know how to sing very well. She's like horrible at singing, but yeah. And this book also totally reminded me of D&D. Sometimes you have those quirky characters and weird scenarios and hilarious things that happen because the DM can create anything. I played a D&D game where it's like the episode was based on Courage the Cowardly Dog, which is hilarious because every part of the mission he would show a clip of the episode on his phone, and it kind of made it more interactive, and I really liked that. So yeah, but it was really interesting how this book kind of takes the D&D concept and kind of brings it to life and makes it funny. Like the D&D is supposed to be funny. People are gathered around playing this game and they're laughing and stuff and having a great old time. It's supposed to be funny. Um, what I think is great, I think in the audiobook is the narrators. The narrator, there's only one, he does all the voices on his own, and it's epic. Like, he does so well with the voices, he does so well with the, personality. There was a little bit of a problem, I think. There was one voice, I think it was like a wombat or something, a little small animal type and character that knew magic, and kind of was in the advice council. She had a super, super high voice. Really, really high. And I was like, oh my god, like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't sound like a girl, but it's really hilarious. I highly suggest the audiobook if you do want to read it because I have heard some negative critiques that they didn't really like it and it didn't work for them. Like it's just the story didn't work for them. But if you're looking for something that's light and fluffy, if you love going to D&D and experience that light and fluffiness, like it's not. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. I mean, one D&D we were stuck in a mine, and it's funny. It's just chaos situations, weird situations. Characters are dumb, characters are smart, characters are like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I mean, heck, my character one of my characters in a D&D game. She was a dwarf, a were dwarf, and she basically would um, rape, that technically the term, the men dwarfs. And she would, she made the dwarves an evil race in that um, game. Like continuing on the series, the dwarves are evil. And I thought that was hilarious. Like, I had so many kids and I raised an army apparently, which was hilarious. So it's kind of like things like that in the book, which kind of, I'm hoping that it'll get, they won't, wasn't really resolved at the end, but it's the first book in the series. And to me, it wasn't resolved. There was a lot of people that said it was a resolved, nice ending, but I don't think so. I'm just like, number one, we have, spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear this, then don't listen, I guess. Yeah. But I'll keep my hand up. But we have Gustav, who's the goat, who gets turned into a king, and he still eats shoes, even though they're not good for human digestion. But he has to learn how to like get potty trained and stuff like that. It's weird, really weird. Um, One of the characters is still a rodent, so she has to learn how to get changed. Um, and another character who still have to get Worsley out from being being necromancers. So yeah, the story didn't really have an ending, and we'll find out more in the second book. I'm super excited for when that comes, when I read that book. Well, yeah, but my favorite character was the goat. I really loved some scenes with the goat in it. He's just hilarious. Um, and I also really like, there's a romance, the female romance, but I think that's a sweeter one. But if you do really like D&D, I would highly recommend this book. It's more like there's a rogue, there's fighter, there's bard, there's the Dark Lord, there's necromancer, you know, and they have a wizard, I think, like they have different characters, cleric. So I believe there is different characters and there are different abilities to heal or do this or do that, and it's really interesting as well. But I think people who have played D&D would get a better take on out of it, other than a fantasy reader, because fantasy readers, it tends to be more world building. This world building was okay. It didn't really explain much of the magic system. Really, it was just quirky and different and weird, and yeah, that's why I liked it. Because I rated this a 3.5, because it was good, but it didn't blow my mind, of course. But there's only few books that really do blow my mind. So yeah, but it was a pretty good book, better than the previous long one I read. And I also really I loved the rogue. She was probably my favorite character. She was my second favorite character. I really loved her. She was kind of like sneaky, but not very good at. I mean, she wasn't very good at her job. Let's just be honest about it. Yeah, but other than that, I think this is a really good kind of. If you like D&D, you should pick it up. If I don't recommend this for younger readers, like 12, or even, I don't know, I think 16 would be a good thing because it does have a romance, sweet romance, and it does have like some blood and stuff in it. Um, but I don't, and I think that teenagers would be more interested in younger kids because not a lot of younger people, well, there's some younger people. I can't say not a lot of younger people because there are some younger people who have played D&D. But I think it's just more adult and stuff. Yeah. I enjoyed the book tremendously. I do recommend it. So pick it up from your local library. Um, and it is part of the series of Land of Pella series, I think. So really interested. And that is my review of Kill the Farm Boy. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you've read this book. Um, just comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, whatever. Also comment down below what type of content you want to see from me in the future. And yeah, I will let you go. And have a great rest of the evening or day. Bye.